Welcome back to Bird Squawk, everyone. Today we are going to feed 9 baby cockatiels at 3 different stages. 3 of them are pretty small here, only a couple of 3 weeks old, and then we have some that are maybe in the 5-week and then some that may be closer to 2 months. So we're going to feed all of those today. I'm going to show you the difference in them. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to clip the wings of the last 3. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's pretty straightforward, but I'm going to walk you through how to do it. If you find these videos interesting and helpful, then help us by hitting like and subscribe. It really does help us make more bird videos for you. Hey, stick around. I'm going to be right back. Welcome back. Hey, what I've got laid out here is what you're going to need to feed baby cockatiels, all right? Obviously, you're going to need the food, which I've already made up, and I've got this. It should be close in between 100, 105, somewhere in there, and then something to stir it with. Let's check the temperature real quick and see where we're at. And we're right on that. So we're right there where we need to be, maybe a little hot on the edges. That's why we have this, because this food does get hot spots in it. So we want to stir that continuously until we're ready to put the food into the syringe. And then we get us a baby. All right, and we've seen me do this before now. Okay, I feel its crop, which that feels great, by the way. And I hold this little guy with my hands like this. I'm not holding him tight, but I want to try to, I don't want his neck down like this. I want him to go up just a little bit, okay? And this food is gonna come down this side and go into his crop, okay? And so I take this and then I usually just give him a little drop, and then they open up, and now watch, he's opened up and he's ready to go, okay? And so I slowly on these guys, and see him bobbing up and down? That's exactly what he would do with his parents in the nest. I'm gonna give him a little break. I wanna check the crop and see how much is in there. And you know what? I'm gonna let that go. That's a lot that's in there right now. So let's let him go. Let's grab another one, okay? Now these guys are getting cold. We need to get them fed. And I'm going to scoop up some warmer temperature for this guy. This guy's almost empty, as you can see, okay? So let's go, and same deal. I'm pulling his neck just a little bit. See that food going down the side? It goes down their right side. That's why I'm coming from the left side of the bird, okay? This one's got a little bit of hard food in him. What that tells me is he's not dehydrated, but he's getting there. He's a possibility of it. You've heard me talk about this before. See how that doesn't pinch back right away? And this is pretty watered down for these little guys. So that's good. And watch, see, he's doing the same thing. That's exactly what would happen in the nest box. And that's what they would do. So when that's in there and it's a little bit harder like that, I want to gently, very gently mix that. So that old food that was kind of, the water was drying out of it, it kind of mixes with this new stuff, okay? All right, guys, I'm gonna pause right here, and I'm going to get 3 more baby birds out, and I'll show you how I feed those. Hang around. So, the last bunch was pretty still and calm. We're getting into the more exciting stage now. The pin feathers are opened up. They're starting to break out. They do have a few pin feathers still left, and some of them these guys are, like I said, we're in that 5, maybe 6 weeks. This guy may be 6 weeks. I'd have to look. This one may be closer to the 5. But anyway, all these guys want to do is eat, eat, eat. And so let's get these guys fed. I've already checked the temp. I know I'm good. And so same deal, okay? These, I'm still going to hold this bird, all right? And I'm going to go ahead and take it out. It's just easier to do. I'm going to do this, and see that? Once you hear that chirping and that bobbing up and down, then I knew I could feed him, okay? And he's got a nice full crop, and he'll be ready for a few hours. Every bird's a little bit different. I get this question constantly. How much to feed a baby bird? Well, it depends on how old it is, okay? And it depends on, each bird's gonna be a little bit different. Hear that? He's ready to go, all right? And so I had that from the left side pointing towards the right, and it comes down and goes straight into his crop when he's bobbing like that. And Mr. Escape guy here, I think this guy's good. I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna get some fresh, warm food, mix it up, and we're gonna go to the youngest guy. His pin feathers are just breaking open, so you can see what that looks like. And it's gonna be a pearl, and it's gonna be a very light, like a cinnamon or something like that. Here we go. I heard my sound. His head's up. He's bobbing. Okay, I went a little bit slower with him. He's younger, okay? And so even though they're completely fed, oh, that's wonderful. They're completely fed. They're still begging for food. These are 3 perfectly healthy, you know, 4 to 6 week old cockatiels. And the way they act here, like they're starving to death, totally normal. Totally normal. These guys are going to be great pets. We handle them, we take care of them like this. They are going to be amazing pets for somebody. All right, we got 3 more. And you think these guys are excited. Wait till you see the next 3. Hang around, I'll be right back. Okay, these guys are fairly calm right now. So let's take advantage of how beautiful they are. Their pin feathers are completely open, okay? All 3 of them. And in fact, you see how these wings, their flight feathers are a little bit long? These guys, that's why I'm holding my hands around them. They could take off and fly, all right? And they don't know it really yet. But look at the difference between maybe a week. If we put this guy here, and look at the difference of tail feathers, how the difference in length, the difference in the flight feathers. These 2 came from one clutch, this came from another clutch. And so, but they're all within a week of each other. And so right now, I want to get these guys, I want to get them, but look, I also want to clip their feathers. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you how to clip their feathers before I feed them, so that when I kind of wrestle around with them and clip their feathers, they're not puking up the food. So hang around, I'm going to get everything ready and we're going to clip these guys. Okay, all right, I'm going to take this guy, he's the biggest. And if other 2 will please stay in there. Now, look at these are flight feathers. I mean, these are where they get their flight. They're outside feathers. See this right here? You do not want to cut any of these feathers, all right? This row of feathers, you leave completely alone, all right? And so those out here are flight feathers. So the general rule of thumb, and I know I'm gonna get different people telling me different things. I'm simply telling you what I do, okay? 30 years of doing it, this is what I do. I take these last, there's 4, there's 5. I hold those 5 feathers like that, and then I come just a little beyond that first row of feathers, and I cut those just like that. Now look what happens when we do that. All right, the bird tucks back in, tucks his feathers back in, and look, you don't even notice it. It looks like they're just still there. They're just not as long. So by taking those outside 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, by taking, by taking these outside 5, I just spilt the food all over, but hey, welcome to feeding birds, right? And clipping wings. All right, so by feeding these out, by doing the outside 5, that takes the lift away from them. Let's do one more real quick, and I've got a mess to clean up, and maybe even more food to make, but hey, welcome to taking care of birds, right? And so anyway, again, I'm going to go 5, and then I'm gonna hold this, and see how I'm holding the bird? I'm putting his head down, putting my finger under his wing, and my thumb and index finger is holding that wing. Now I can go out here, I can see the 5, okay? Then I can come in here. I want to get away from that first row of feathers, and this bird is clipped. All right, let's just do this one real quick while we're at it. Again, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to open this bird up. I have his head down, and now I'm going to go with the outside 5. Right there. All right. Now, feathers do not grow once they've been clipped. All right. Once this bird goes through a molt, I think that's 4. And if you get 4 or you get 6, it's not that big of a deal. I just generally do 5. Okay, I'm gonna clean up a little bit, guys. I know we've had some pauses in this video. But pause again, please, and I'm going to clean up, and I'm going to get some food, and we're going to feed these guys. Hey, they're almost full-looking cockatiels, aren't they? They almost look full-grown. I think they look beautiful. They're all pearl except for this one. That looks more like just a normal, and if you'll notice, it's got kind of a light. It's not real bright orange. That might be a female. So anyway, no way to tell until you DNA test them. But anyway, let me pause this a little bit. I'm going to get some food for them, and I'll be right back. All right, let's take and I've mixed this food up. Actually, I added a little bit more formula to this food to make it a little bit thicker. And then I had to bring it up to temp. So we're right about 103, in between that 100. See it bobbing up and down? This guy, and they take up quite a bit of food. All right, he's puking a little of it up, but that's normal. All right. So anyway, I'm feeling of this one, nothing in its crop, okay? And then I'm going to just, he's not, there you go. See, I had to slow down on this one a little bit, and that's okay. When they get a little bit older like this, they're not begging for that food like the last three that we had. And so you kind of have to watch what you're doing, and you feed them as you go. Yes, they're crying for food, but will they take it real fast? You just have to see he's got to slow a little bit. Now he's going good. Now he's slowing down. Let's give him a break. Okay. All right. And you hear that they kind of spit that a little bit. That's okay. That's all right if you hear that. If you don't want to just slam that down in there super fast and get it down their airway, and then that would kill them instantly. All right, look how this guy's already calmed down. He's got his food. He knows it, okay? He knows I'm fed, I'm done. These guys still begging for food, but they don't realize it. So they're a little younger, right? And so we're at that stage now that when we put them, I'm still keeping these three in a brooder. Now, tomorrow I will take these guys, when I feed them in the morning, they're gonna go into a cage, all right? And I'm gonna leave them in the cage all day long. And then at night, for their night feeding, I may put them back in the brooder just, for a few days until they kind of get used to being in a cage all the time. Now, I'll still hand feed them while they're in that cage, but I'll start taking the food away from them. I'm going to start giving them things like millet. I'm going to give them pellets. That's what we feed all of our birds, all of our breeders. We feed pellets. And then we will put some nuts and seed in there in the beginning, just to get them eating and get them weaning. All right, guys. Thank you for watching our videos. We appreciate everything, and I want to say a thank you to all the people that are supporting us by hitting a special thanks, and it helps us a lot, and we're able to do things so that we can have more babies and we can make more videos and better equipment. Thank you very much. We really, really appreciate it, and we're going to see you in the next video.